This is because I came in late, isn't it? I'm at the unforgiving mercy of the Emperor.
I love this opening.
I love this so shit.
Definitely my favorite opening in RWBY Abridged. And I was nervous about uploading it as a sneak peek, because all this right here is pretty much one giant reference to Bear Grylls. And I'm always nervous when it comes to references, because there's always a chance that nobody's gonna get it. But, looking back, this even without knowing who Bear Grylls is, this is still just the way she's like, even in the comments somebody said, now starring Survival Guide Yang. So, since he didn't specifically say Bear Grylls, I'm assuming that you can tell that she's trying to be like this survivor guide person, so it's funny even without knowing.
And then Ruby Chief just like, you done fucked up.
Yeah. And this. To the one person in the comments, yes, that is Eddie Van Halen.
You gonna eat that? Cocker prefers milk. Man, am I glad you showed up. Hey, how'd you manage to kill it that fast anyway? You only had to stab it once when it took me like 50 punches to do the same. And taking out a native forest. Hey, bears are supposed to prevent forest fires. It's not my fault.
I'm kind of surprised I went through all the effort of making the forest look as realistically on fire as possible just to do a pun.
A reminder of the many lives that were ruined.
I mean, after all, they come out of Yang.
Same here. That's why I stopped wearing pants.
Just relax, Weiss. You've trained your whole life for this. Just remember what Dad told you.
And the Steven Universe song. A lot of people love this scene.
I never picked up on that when I first saw it.
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure you hadn't seen Steven Universe.
Yeah.
And then Nora fell out of the tree.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? Me? Why would you?
I just thought Nora falling out of the tree was funny because when we see her later, her first appearance is coming out of a tree to meet Ren, so I just thought, is she just climbing through trees this whole time? So I thought when Weiss sets the tree on fire, she would just fall out like, ha-ha!
I feel like she's trying to shank them at the core because she just looked at she thought they looked at her funny.
Talk about my mom.
That wasn't supposed to be any character, that was just some random dipshit in the forest.
Yeah.
You know someone is going to want to create, like... To be fair, someone's going to try to make, like, their own story around that character. Just give them a backstory and stuff.
It's like a freaking, like, background character OC.
That person is me.
Also, something, earlier, when Yang said, same here, that's why I stopped wearing pants. A lot of people in the comments seem to be confused about that joke. They wanted me to explain it. And I guess I could have written it a bit better, but there's really nothing to explain. That was the whole joke. It was supposed to be, the joke of, like, Blake goes into this whole, like, thing about, her weapon has... It reminds her of all these lives that were ruined and all these people who died. And Yang's like, yeah, that's why I don't wear pants anymore. The whole point is to have you question, like, what? What is she talking about? It was sort of like...
It's a what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I was going for that type of absurdist humor where it's just like, some guy says, where'd you get that hat? And the other guy says, funny you should mention that. So anyway, and just completely drops it.
Also, your stable population reference to the other RWBY Abridged.
Yep. That was a reference to them. I'm actually good buddies with them guys, so...
And then there's that!
This moment of just pure
Oh my
okay.
God.
We found the temple. All right.
I love his just, like, laughter just getting crazier and crazier, and then just, like, the peak of his laughter is when he blows up a snake's head with confetti coming out of it.
That's butterflies.
Oh, it's butterflies? Oh, yeah, those butterflies.
I thought that was
Fluttershot the shit out of that snake.
At last, I am truly a sheriff.
It's hard to tell because the video I used for the butterflies was, like, it was a full screen of just nothing but butterflies, so I had to zoom in on the butterflies, and then I had to chroma key it and remove the green background, so it came out looking very hard to see. But yeah, those are butterflies. It was really fun to edit.
Oh, it's fine. She's always had trouble meeting new people and would constantly make up excuses to try and get out of doing it. Lately, she's been trying to get me to send her home by making up this crazy story about how Osmond...
And this conversation right here, where Yang explains that she knows what Ruby's talking about, that she's her, she knows that Ruby's saying, like, Osmond tried to drug her and kidnap her in her sleep, because I wanted to make it clear in episode 2 that it sounded like Yang just completely ignored Ruby. And if I'm going to build up Yang as this really supportive sister, I actually want to go through with that and not make her so stupid that when her sister is kidnapped, she doesn't care. So I wanted to make it clear that she knows that Ruby is complaining about that, but she just thinks she's making it up due to past experiences.
Oh man, here's the, whole thing with Pyrrha blinking with one eye then the next eye.
Oh yeah, blinking one eye at a time.
And then, like, her right eye in that one shot just looks like it's, like, half closed, and then her eye's kind of looking up, so it looks like she's a little high/drunk. She's, okay, it looks like, look at that, her eye kind of looks a little under the influence, but, and then she's got the whole blinking thing.
You'll notice a lot when editing this show.
Yeah.
There, your scratch is gone. See?
There it was again.
Was it?
Great, but is it supposed to burn like this?
Well, you do surprisingly have a lot of it.
It's even worse in slow motion.
In one area.
Is there any way to turn it off?
What? After all that work I did to get it out of you? You know, it would have taken a lot longer to come out if I just used one hand, so be grateful that for you, I was willing to use both. I mean, the huge amount of it you released is hard enough for me to swallow, but...
I'm shocked JC is still working for me after I made her say that.
Maybe she just has a really good sense of humor.
Nora, what was the one thing I told you before we left? Wait, where'd you get that pistol? You calling me crazy? Yeah, I just found out today that my sister's been living on the street by herself. It's my fault.
You call me crazy, another reference to Roberto, who I'm slowly trying to get Nora away from and make her her own character.
I'm taking her right back home with me and our uncle. You're just
Like I said, in the beginning, I took a lot of liberties with the humor, and I want to get out of that.
Smartest fighters are allowed here.
John, whatever you do not let go of that Deathstalker.
The fuck is a Deathstalker? Aren't you letting it get to you? Leaving your sister to fend for herself? Don't get me wrong, I'm not at all proud of what I did, but my mistake's already been made. It's what I do from this point on that's important. I'm going to fix it, and that's all that matters. No point in letting what I did keep me down. But how? This wasn't some tiny mistake.
I mentioned this last time we did the commentary, but a lot of people mentioned that this scene... A lot of people like this scene, but they did say that it sort of came out of nowhere because of the whole John thing. It's just like, it's like funny joke where it's like, where John gets flung and then it cuts straight to this with all the sad music and stuff. And yeah, I can see that. As much as I love this scene, it does just kind of come out of nowhere, and that can be jarring. So for episode 5, I worked a lot harder on making sure that moods flowed a lot better.
It's Blake. Oh. So...
Also, I do like this moment because there's just a lot that Yang has said that I think a lot of people can apply to their own life.
You know, you don't have to keep
a
secret. I promise I won't tell anyone.
There's a reason Yang thinks this way, and you shall see it later, wink wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Hey!
Cool name. Wow, we're so perfect even God ships us. I think that's what it was. Ruby? Oh my
Single handedly one of my favorite lines.
Don't worry, sis. I'll think of something. I wasn't worried about it. This happens
Seems to be a lot of people's favorite.
Just before she hits the ground, something will swoop in at the last second and save her.
Like, God, the amount of people I've seen comment that on your video. The one time I used it in a video.
Bitch.
So yeah, definitely wanted to make this one but like I said in the last commentary, I wanted to make this one a very Blake and Yang focused episode, but really the only scenes with them talking are that one shot, or that one part where they're in the temple. So, I really had to reuse a lot of footage. But, I'm still glad with how it came out. I really love this episode.
I kind of love how at this point in the series everyone's just like, okay, what other things can we poke fun of in our own world? This moment's gonna be like the movies. How will this get resolved? Yeah, something stupid, I'm sure. Happens. Told ya.
Yep. Bitch.